Thank you so much. My name's Andrew Miendo. I'm an environmentalist working here in Madare, and I'm happy to be here to share with you my experience and mostly on how the climate disinformation is really affecting us, especially here in Madare. So join us and enjoy. Thank you.
So, Karani, did people in Madare die due to floods because we seen too much? Because few weeks ago, so many people were swept by the floods here in Madare. And when we say so many people, sometimes it might sound ambiguous, but those people, most of them, we know them by their names. We know their families. We know where they used to live. We worked with them. They were our friends. Some were our relatives. So those people were swept away by the floods, and the disinformation being peddled around. Are we affected by the floods because we seen too much?
Thank you. And let me just take this opportunity to say pole to the families that were affected. As you said, for us, it's not about numbers. It's not a statistics. To us, is people we knew, people we know, families that we've worked together. Actually, we lost one human rights defender, Mama Victor. May her soul rest in peace. For us, it's not just about statistics. It's people we know directly and people we've worked with before. So I would wish to actually, because it's something that has been there, and I think if you allow me just a minute, just to mention how our communities are religious. If maybe someone may take some time to get to understand the history of religion in Africa. It's one of those religious institutions are one of those institutions that are actually very strong, and coming out and saying, "Oh, this is happening because we are sinning. This is happening because we are not prayerful enough." I think that is one of those topics or one of the ideas that we had. Well, those are one of the theories that were being peddled around, and I think it's very sad that we, instead of focusing on the way forward, we look at somebody somewhere to blame for something we are able to do. So I think those are one of the theories that have been around and have been peddled around very much, and even shifting blame to some people in the community.
Nice. Andrew, unapata like ukiangalia nyuma yako, if you just check at your back, you can clearly see how poverty has entangled our community. You can see the smoke on the other side. Ni moshi ya kupika chuadi. You see? Alafu watu wanasema mazee, ukienda tao usiku, you find girls who are for lack of a better term, prostitutes. They come from Madare. So unapata wanasema watu wa Madare wanasuffer climate change sana sana kwa sababu we are sinning too much. Community hatuko sawa in terms of religious standing. Unacheki tuka hiyo. So nashindwa nani huyu ako na religious thermometer ya kumesha ya kumesha kama tuko sawa ama tuko sawa. But swali nataka kukuuliza, explain to our listeners, kwa sababu maybe this is the first and the last time we are explaining what climate disinformation is, waelewe climate disinformation ni nini.
Thank you so much. In fact, it's so sad kwa sababu hii climate disinformation, I personally feel ni mtu mahali amechukulia advantage of the vulnerability ya people especially here in Mathare vile wanaishi. Sasa aliangalia juu wengi wao, I'm sorry to say this, they are not well off in terms of education. Labda mtu alifika class 3 tu, na kwa sababu ya the level of poverty ya kuendelea, so unakuta a well educated person anakuja anawaambia like, mnaona mmeachilia wasichana wenyu, like ile example Orengo umepatiana, ati wakienda huko nini kutafuta in terms of being prostitute. That's why ndio unakuta kukinyesha vitu kama floods na vitu kama hiyo, of which to me imekuwa so much painful, na feel this is the high time people should stop using people to advance their lives in terms of kuwadanganya. And another thing, mostly I blame the government, kwa sababu unakuta if the government puts a price of an eighth of an acre to be almost past 500,000, okay, well, how can such people living in this environment wanaweza afford hizo land? So you find somebody akipata that land near the river, he has no option but kujenga. So climate disinformation, nataka kusema it's those propagandas, let me call them propagandas, kwa sababu most of them zinakwanga propaganda, and secondly zinakwanga information mtu anataka kutumia hawa wakaji wa especially hapa Mathare kujiadvance. Anakuja na uongo like, hey, wacheni kuwacha wasichana wenyu uende pengine kuwa prostitute, mnaona Mungu anawapunish. Surely God punishes us every day. Si lazima kunyeshe, si lazima tijue iwake, kwa sababu the level, na ndarudia, and I want it watu wa hapa especially waelewe, hawa watu wanakuja kuspread hizi climate disinformation, wasiwasikize. Secondly, wanaweza kuja na vitu kama msaada, ati unga, mchele, sijui ati chukweni hii na mjue kile tunawambia ni ukweli. That is, for the lack of better word, bullshit. So
then you find for the last 2 to 3 years Kenya has lost like 2 million livestock, with more than 500 people losing their lives either during the times of drought or rain, which is always excessive flooding. And we've seen government doing little to combat that, you see. But we've seen our government investing so much in prayers, and government used state resources to bring televangelist Benin to pray. And I'm also a religious person, and I encourage people to pray. But sometimes faith without action is dead. So Karani, as an expert, as someone who has worked in Mathare, government brought televangelist Benin to pray. People went to Nyayo Stadium, watu wakaomba mazee. You see, is that the right way to deal with climate crisis? Because and do people in Mathare resonate with that? First of all, you see, do people in Mathare resonate with that? Right now, I know you work here in Mathare now and then. If people are told Benin is praying for you, do they resonate with that? Is hiyo ndio the best way to tackle hii issue?
I think it's very important what you've mentioned. There's a televangelist who was brought to Kenya, state funded. I think it's important to mention state funded. And we don't know at what extent or who approved the budget to actually fund someone to come to the country to pray for the country. Instead of investing on disseminating information on climate change, because the country had gotten already warnings from the meteorological department that the country may experience heavy rains. So we chose to invest in a televangelist to come to the country. And I wish to also add something on that. Why do we have this religious people taking advantage of a situation like this? Because I think when they are going to preach, they choose as a topic to be able to appeal to the people that the gods are angry. And after telling the gods are angry, they'll tell them, we now need to give a lot of money so that the gods can actually stop being angry with us. So I think this has been used to anything we don't, anything, any situation can be picked up and it can be used to actually get the interest of the religious people in our country. I think if you look at statistics, our country is largely a religious country. Almost, I think, 80 or not 70% are Christians. And you can imagine now somebody, the trust level that the common mananchi has in those institutions. If they are told you're being, and I wish to, I don't know how far this conversation has been taken, but according to my knowledge, it has also been blamed on the LGBTQ community. It has been blamed on the youth, the Gen Zs, not being prayerful enough. And I think that is just one of those things that we really need to debunk as a nation and tell people there's science, let's invest our monies on people who can give us facts, not just rely on that religious card every time. So I think that is a very wrong thing to have happened.